Okay, welcome. So today I wanted to just offer a little update for my book, Boarding School Syndrome, Boarding School Trauma and Recovery. We're beginning of January, and on Friday, so we're Wednesday today, on Friday I received an email from it's not my publisher, from a publisher who I had sent my manuscript to. And I heard back from them that basically they're not interested in the book. I think on Friday I felt quite sad, possibly a bit disappointed. I had reached the second level, so I'd submitted it. The publisher had read it, and their words were it's great, and then they sent it off to the peer reviews, which was 3 people who are leaders in the field. And essentially the message came back that I think one of the peer reviewers thought, go ahead, but the other 2 said it needs quite a lot of work. And the reality is I contacted Routledge, which is an academic publisher, and I'm not an academic writer, so there is a certain way of writing, and I've not written like that, so that's obviously something they were concerned with, who would actually in their market want to buy it. So it felt a little bit disappointing, but on the positives is that these reviews have given me lots of ideas for how to improve the book. So it's like, right, okay, things like the practices I use, EFT or meditation, breath work. It's like finding the science studies which actually prove that it doesn't just work for me, it works for thousands, millions of people. So it's kind of bringing that in rather than it just being my experiences. Also, the request to bring more client case studies, and I haven't done that partly because I feel that it's quite a personal thing to share someone's story, and I feel like I'm happy to share mine, but they're saying it really needs that, so that's something I'll look at remedying. So I think I'll have a break for a month or 2, just let the book sit for a little while, and then I'll go through those modifications and make some changes. So the advice was to find an editor, so maybe someone who's specialised in an autobiography or self-help domain to work on the book. So that's something I am kind of looking for. So I'll start kind of researching more of that to see. So I think it's been good actually. It's like to receive that, because it was quite challenging to really open myself and to put the book out there, and to receive the reviews back. It felt a bit like receiving the headmaster's reports from school. And it was like, oh, and some were saying that's okay, but others it was like, oh, what are you doing here, what are you doing there? It's like 4 pages of that. So I found that challenging, but giving it a bit of space and time, I think it's brilliant, because now I can really move forward with it. I also, in kind of response to them asking for more scientific basis for the book, I reached out to a well-known scientist in the energy psychology area called Dawson Church, who's Dr. Dawson Church, to come on my podcast, and he said yes. So just kind of looking to speak to him. So he's one of the leading researchers into how EFT works, which is one of the main tools I use, and how it works with trauma. And I'm also looking at reaching out with a group, a charity which goes to Africa and uses tapping, EFT tapping over there. So it's given me some inspiration that, right, what's the science behind this? How does this work? So that's positive. If you've not watched my podcast, which went up yesterday with Dick Moore, that's a really fascinating and heartfelt conversation. Dick was a headmaster at boarding school for a number of years, and then his son committed suicide, and now he goes into charities. He goes into schools and works with teachers, parents, teaching about mental health, self-harming, suicidal ideation, and things like that. So that was a really lovely conversation, a really beautiful man. Please do, if you have any comments, any reflections, please do let me know. Some people have reached out to help support me with the book, so thank you for that. And I'm just going to start looking, seeing what's needed. But onwards, let's keep moving on with the book. And the more people, I feel, the audience, the more people who go, right, I want to hear this. I think that's what's key more than anything. So if you can share this, hopefully we will see. But thank you so much for your support, and I'll keep you posted with what's happening. Okay, take care. Blessings.